obviously came down to the very end. What did you like about your team's effort to pull out the victory?
Man, when they was hitting us, we didn't crack. We stayed together. We was we exercised. What's it called? We was playing hard. Like we came out and do everything we do to win. Really.
I know things still came down to kind of those last few possessions, but what did you see on that block toward the end of the game?
So my block?
Yeah, the block.
Man, that's what I do. I want a block shot. I haven't been blocking shot the past 2 days, past 2 games. So I was coming over there and just make it play. Really, it was there.
You feel like you're starting to get into a rhythm. This was only your third game,
Most
right?
definitely.
So you get in a rhythm and building some
Definitely.
chemistry with the guys.
Yeah, that's what the coach told me always. Like he told me like to be patient. He's gonna come. He's gonna fall. I was kind of impatient past couple games, but I started practicing hard, going hard on practice and stuff. My rhythm is coming back. So, yeah.
You guys didn't score a lot of field goals late in the game, but you got to the line a lot. Was that the goal, to be physical and get on the free throws?
Yeah, that's what it is. Like you get the ball and attack and be strong with the ball and go over there and draw the foul or finish it.
There's a stretch in the second half where I think the team went nearly 6.5 minutes without a field goal. You guys were able to kind of survive on the free throw line and maintain the lead with your defense. What does that tell you about where this team is at to have those struggles on offense but still kind of maintain and control the game?
I mean, we came to play. We was prepared. We was well prepared the past couple of practices, and we was playing a lot of defense in practice. So we came out and stick to that, and we played a lot of defense. So it was really like we didn't really worry about the offense. We was really trying to play hard in defense. Really.
To win a close game like that, what does this say to other teams about Ole Miss basketball?
I mean, we play hard. Really, we could play. We play hard for real.
You guys are 9-0 now. You haven't lost a game. Obviously, a lot of new faces learning under a new coach this season. How good can this Ole Miss team be this year?
I mean, we can go far. So we not worried about anybody else. We worry about us, Ole Miss. So I know like what we do in practice and stuff. So we don't talk about what we doing, but they're gonna see.
What are your thoughts on UCF and how they competed in the tight game?
I mean, they was playing hard, but coach always telling the hardest team win at the end. So they was good. They was a good team, definitely Big 12 team. They play hard, but we play hard.
Any more questions for Moussa? Thanks, Moussa. Obviously, it was a tight game, came down to the very end. What did you like about your team's effort to pull out the victory?
Yeah, I think first of all, that was it felt like a Big 12 game, SEC game. I haven't coached an SEC game yet, but I spent I think 17 years in the Big 12, and I thought it was two teams really playing hard tonight. It was a physical game. Both teams got to the free throw line. Wasn't the prettiest of games, but you guys will see a lot of those type games in the Big 12. I think from our point of view, our defense was on point tonight to hold a team that talented to 34, 35% shooting. We had a big time emphasis on guarding the three-point line tonight. That's really kind of what we hung our hat on. Offensively, we got the 4 guys in double figures. We could have easily got that 5th guy, so that's kind of the way we play. I thought it was two teams just really going at it. I think it was kind of a game of runs. Certainly from our point of view, with about 6 or 7 minutes left in the game, we thought we were getting out tough a little bit, which doesn't happen a lot. We're not going to win every game. Sometimes we run out of time, but we don't like to be out tough. And I thought that those guys were going right at us. They were getting to the free throw line. I thought it's a hard game to officiate, but those guys are the best in college basketball. I think from our point of view, I think we got grittier down the stretch. We took the ball to the basket, and we got some key stops when we needed them.
What is it? You kind of mentioned that stretch when you guys may have been out tough. What does it say about your team that you guys were able to pull through that, especially without making field goals for a good chunk of that second half?
Yeah, hopefully we can fall back on that because the season's going to have a lot of highs and lows, and you got to stay the course. And every 40-minute game, especially these SEC Big 12 type games, it's kind of a microcosm of the whole season. Like in that 40 minutes, man, there's going to be some times where you're playing well. Can you handle success? There's going to be some times where just things aren't going your way. Can you stay poised? And I thought we did. I thought it was literally one of those games where the team that probably had the ball, last, had a chance to win. Fortunately for us, we were up 3, and so we were able to foul and put the game in the free throw shooter's hands.
There were a couple of plays that shifted the momentum in UCF's favor. How did you focus your team back down and take the lead?
Well, the first thing is we just had great respect for the opponent. Our coach has been doing this a long time. I told him today before the game when we shook hands, I've studied his team for a long time. And his team's always have an identity offensively and defensively, and obviously they got great talent on this year's team. Like all of us in college basketball, we're all trying to figure it out. Everybody's kind of got a new team for the most part, and I predict that'll be a good team. That team will be competitive in the Big 12 and have a chance to win some games in the league, no doubt. From our point of view, though, we just tried to stay the course. We had a lot of respect for the opponent. We knew they were going to throw some punches. We knew there was going to be some times where we were going to have to just kind of dig in, and I thought that's exactly what we did.
You spent a lot of time in the Big 12 through the years, Texas Tech and Texas. What will conference play be like for UCF going into the league next month?
Well, again, in a lot of ways, it'll be like tonight. You're going to see a lot of teams come in here that are going to play extremely hard. There's going to be great players on the floor every night, and so I thought, tonight was a night where both teams get to the free throw line over 20, 25 times. That's what it felt like to me. And victory is going to favor the most aggressive team in the SEC and in the Big 12 and in BCS basketball. And tonight, I think that's probably a pretty good game for the fans to go to because you had two teams playing super aggressive. That just came down to maybe we made a couple more plays than they did.
What's going through your mind on the final play of the game? UCF steals the ball, then shot gets blocked, and they don't get the second shot off in time. Like, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, it's definitely disappointed in our execution of our late game press breaker. Some of that's on me. From my point of view as a coach, first thing I'm thinking is, does the right guy have the ball? Are the right guys trying to get open? So I felt comfortable. I also wanted to save those timeouts because I thought we might need one late. And so a couple of them are just poor plays. We'll just have to get back and study that and get better at it. But then give them credit. It wasn't just like we were out there kind of folding. Their defense got very aggressive late game. We knew that. This team. Central Florida's had some good comebacks. They've used that press late in the game in several of the games so far this season. So, believe it or not, even though it didn't look like it, we were prepared for that moment. We just didn't execute it, and that starts with me.
You've got the Bob Knight script on your pullover. I know you spent a lot of time with him at Texas Tech. I know you probably asked this question a few weeks back, but what did Bob Knight mean to you?
Yeah, it meant everything to me. Second to my own father. He made a bigger impact on my life, him and Pat. Gave me a chance when I was a junior college coach years ago when others wouldn't. It's like getting a PhD and coaching every day. Just a great family, and I'm really proud to be associated with Coach, and I always will be.
You mentioned UCF kind of in the second half. It seemed like they pressed up the intensity there. How do you tell your team to match that intensity and that toughness that you were talking about, how they were toughing you out in that second half?
Yeah, our timeouts, there wasn't a lot of scheming going on. We were literally just having conversations, exactly what you said. Like, guys, we're getting a punch from a really good, well-coached team here. I thought we got in the middle of the second half, we were just settling for too many jump shots. Defensively, our help wasn't there. It's a really hard team to guard one-on-one. They will be all year long. They got really dynamic players. So our game plan tonight was to have a help defense. We did a lot of good things, but certainly there were some possessions we'd like to have come back to us.
You're 9-0 now. You're still a work in progress, as you mentioned with the team. How do you evaluate your team game by game where they're still learning each other, but you're finding ways to win, but yet there's room for improvement?
Yeah, we spend a lot of time evaluating, every day in our process. It's not just the games. We try to get better in practice every day. We try to get better in the individual part of playing for Ole Miss, and we're just trying to trend in the right direction. And so certainly, to win these 9 games to start the season, I think is a credit to our guys. I do think we're a team that it's going to have to demand some respect. We won a lot of games. I don't know how many undefeated teams there are, but I'm assuming not many left. And there's just not a lot of narrative on our team right now. And I think our guys are using that. And so they're using that. I think we do appear to be kind of a team that has a little chip on our shoulder right now. So that's good.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck the rest of the season. Even right at the very end, it was right there, and just the ball didn't go your way and got blocked.
Obviously it's disappointing. We had some plays that we wish we could have back. But it starts with me. Having 4 turnovers is unacceptable. That's 12 points right there our team could have had, and I missed 3 free throws and we lost by 2. So it starts right there with me as the point guard.
In a game like that, that's really physical. That's really physical. Both teams getting to the line a lot. How do you find your rhythm? Is it difficult to find your rhythm in games like that?
No, I'm a physical guy, so I can easily get myself going from the free throw line, which was unfortunate tonight that I didn't. So just gotta learn from it and grow from it.
Darius, you had 25 points tonight. Do you think you had any more opportunities to score a late game where you looked for the open guy?
They were helping in the paint a lot, so I just wanted to find guys that was open, make the right play for my team. If I had the shot, I was going to take it, but unfortunately, I didn't.
Darius, defensively, what were they doing that was kind of maybe getting your shot off, today? Like you guys weren't nearly as crisp shooting the ball. What were they doing? Was it more physicality, or was it kind of the defensive scheme they threw at you guys?
I don't think it was any of that. I think they did play very well defensively, but we had open looks. We just didn't knock our shots down. Which happens. The ball didn't go on the hoop for us tonight, but I feel like the next game is going to go.
There's a couple opportunities to take the lead late in the game. What is going through your mind through those possessions?
In practice, we work on building the lead. We had some bad fouls on the other end of the floor, which led to them scoring. But, we just got to move forward. We work on practicing our defense without fouling, and I feel like a lot of the buckets came from the free throw line late game.
What are the positive things you can take away from this game?
They're an undefeated team. They've been playing a lot of competition this year. They'll be a top 25 team, and we showed that we can compete with them. So I feel like that shows us how good we can be this season.
They have a lot of, they have a couple of shot blockers, a lot of size on the interior. How does attacking that or having to attack those shot blockers? I'm sure you're used to it in practice with your shot blockers, but how does that change maybe how you attack or change how you attack in this game?
It definitely changes a lot of things. A bigger guy down there, more athletic, but it's got to attack the defender, see if I can get them in foul trouble early, and then see if they'll go smaller, which they end up doing late in the game. So
You guys had a stretch where they didn't score, where Ole Miss didn't score a field goal for a couple minutes, but they were getting to the free throw line constantly. What was going through your mind on that, and do you plan for them to get their line or take the field goals?
We rather them shoot tough shots. I feel like second half defense was way better than our first half defense. We just had to play our defense without fouling. They got to the bonus, which led to them getting fouled and getting to the free throw line and collecting points from there.
Going forward in the season now, if you ever look back on this game, how do you think the team's going to look back on this?
It's a chance to grow. It's a tough loss, especially being at home. It sucks to lose in front of your fans, so we got to take it on the chin and be ready to build.
Ole Miss's coach was in here saying that this is what a Big 12 game is going to feel like. You played Miami earlier in the year. How important are these games to kind of get you guys ready for what's going to come up in a couple of weeks in conference play?
These games are very important, but at the end of the day, we showed that we compete. It's going to come down to the little plays and the mental toughness.
In a tough game like that, close minutes, down by 2, down by 1, what is going through your mind in a situation like that?
First of all, we got to get a stop on the defensive end, and then we got to execute on offense. I feel like we had some great looks. I feel like the ball just didn't go in.
That's all set.
Thanks, Darius.
Appreciate it, Darius.
Thanks, Darius.
Shemarri Allen.
Shemarri, obviously it was a tough result. Final minute, had opportunities, just, time ran out, I guess. Just kind of what are your thoughts on what went wrong tonight?
Came down to the stretch. We had a lot of fouls in the second half. Coach preaches fouling negates hustle, so just learning from that and continuing to build, playing our defense without fouls is the main thing.
How much in a physical game like this, where both teams were fouling, how does that disrupt maybe the flow that you guys might have offensively, or what does that do to a game when there's a lot of fouls being called?
I don't think it really affects us too much. We just got to execute offensively like we do it each and every day in practice. Just staying focused, playing off 2 different things Coach teaches us each and every day.
You had that one-handed dunk in the middle of the second half. Did you feel like that kind of energized the team a little bit? You guys started to go on a little bit of a run there, kind of cut the lead down. Was that kind of a point where you felt like you guys were making a good second half push to kind of catch up?
Yes, sir. I feel like it gave us a little bit of energy and spark, and especially on the defensive end, it helped us out. I feel like just some stops, but then towards the end of the game, I wish we could have got the win.
When you're in a game like that, how frustrating is it for Ole Miss to go down and get to the free throw line after playing good defense the whole possession?
Super frustrating. Coach preaches each and every day, defend without fouling. So just going back to practice and actually working on it is our main focus right now. And when we get tired, we can't just let go with an easy foul or something like that to put them on the line.
You guys were 4 of 22 from the 3-point line. Were they doing something that made it difficult to make shots, or just was an off night shooting? What did you see there?
I think it was just an off night shooting. We've had nights where the ball went in. Tonight just wasn't our night from the 3-point line. So just getting to the basket, getting paint touches was our focus when we realized shots aren't really falling right now.
What are some of the positive things from this game you guys can take away?
I think the way we came out and played in the second half was real positive. Like, we got off to a slow start, but we got to find a way to put a full 40 minutes together and not look back. And that was a great opportunity for us to do that. We just couldn't capitalize on it.
Ole Miss's coach, Chris Beard, he said this is going to be like a Big 12 game. He's a lot of experience. He's coached a long time in the Big 12 before coming to Ole Miss. Is that kind of what is that the takeaway from this game? This is what a game's going to be like in January when you start that Big 12 schedule.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was a great atmosphere. I mean, that was a great team over there that we played. Super talented team. They're undefeated. They'll be a great team in the SEC.
Tough loss. Played against a very good basketball team. One that challenged us in a lot of different areas. I think we'll grow from it. I thought they did a good job of, mixing their defenses and, trying to keep us off balance a little bit. And I thought our guys did a good job also defensively, especially in the second half of, being disruptive to them. So I thought it was a hard-fought game both ways. We make a few more plays, the game goes in another direction. But you get hats off to them. They made the plays they had to make.
And what were your thoughts on not the final sequence, but right before that? You had forced some turnovers. You had a possession, just couldn't get a shot off. I think Sellers was blocked, and there was a shot clock. Like, what did you see during that possession?
Which play are you talking about? Is that the very last play or the one before?
Yeah, not the very last when Darius missed the free throw, but the one before that when you had the possession. I think Twan was about to shoot a three, and then
what we did was we had a chance to get Darius downhill. They were in a double bonus like we were. He had been getting to the basket, to the paint area, throughout the night. So he had a chance to get there. He ran exactly what we wanted to run. He got there, but Cisse came over. Of course, he made the right decision. Cisse came over. He came off of Antoine. So he kicked the ball to Antoine. In that situation right there, you either have the shot or you have the next drive and make the next kick. He turns it down and makes the next drive. And I'm okay with that. The young man is just coming back, and figuring things out now. And you're going against a team like Ole Miss who's playing very well. So I thought he made a good basketball play. He didn't take the shot. That's his choice. He drove it in, sucked guys in, and he made a kick. And then on that kick, we didn't get, really what we wanted to get. We end up congesting the floor instead of keeping the space like we want to keep the floor space. It got too tight, and they did a good job in tight spaces. Their defense was really good in the paint and tight. And we got a little too tight. We talked about keeping the space. We didn't do it as well as we needed to. And so we didn't come up with the result that we would like.
You guys got hot in the second half. Ole Miss got a little bit cold. They weren't hitting any field goals, but they were able to stay in the game due to the free throw game. What are your thoughts on that? Because that needed to change.
Well, we have to be better. We have to defend without fouling. I mean, we sent them to the line 28 times in the second half. It's a lot of free throws, and we can't have that. And so we got to be more disciplined in our defense. And we have to understand when we're getting close to the bonus, we cannot put people on the line and give them those opportunities. One, it stops how we want to play. It stops our pace. We want a high, octane game. And so when you want to play that way, the last thing you want to do is keep stopping it so teams can shoot free throws or by fouling or stoppages. So we have to do a better job of being disciplined defensively.
Did you feel like the guys got frustrated when they kept fouling after good defensive possessions?
Yeah, I'm sure it can be frustrating, but we always try to teach our guys, take a next play mentality. Once something like that happens, whether it's good or bad, go to your next play. You don't have time to dwell on it. Either way, the game is moving so fast that you don't have time to sit there and dwell on fouling or I picked up a bad foul or offensively I missed a shot. Go to the next play. That's what we have to understand the importance of, and that's what we have to continue to grow.
You talked about needing to make a couple more plays. 4 of 22 from 3. There's a couple of plays there.
Definitely. I mean, and I thought some were great looks. I mean, we had some really good looks. We're a good shooting team. We have to knock those shots down when the opportunity presents. I believe in all of our guys that are taking those looks. I see them every day in practice. I know what they're capable of. And, we had a tough night shooting tonight. You talk about 4 for 22 from 3. You talk about 22 for 34 from the free throw line. So we left a lot of potential points on the board. That's promising for us because as we go forward, I can see where we can grow, from learning from this experience. I hate losing, of course. I hate it. I think we can still learn from this experience and get better from it if we use it the right way.
We talked a lot about how this was going to be like a Big 12 type game. Coach Beard came in. Obviously, he's been coached a long time in the Big 12. That's one of the first things he said. This is going to be this was like a Big 12 game he was accustomed to. He hasn't coached yet in the SEC. So obviously you saw that out there tonight.
Yeah, I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt it. It was like a Big 12 game. And what I envisioned being a Big 12 game, or when I was in the ACC playing and coaching, similar type of thing. So it felt like that. And that's what you want. You want to be in games like that. And the only way you can learn and win games like that is to be in these experiences and grow from them. I think we'll grow from this experience. As tough a loss as it is, I think our guys will see as we start to prepare, as we move forward, where we can make a lot of improvement, both offensively and defensively. And we have to do what we want to do and to compete at the level we want to compete. We have to.
And Coach Beard appreciated the UCF toughness. Did you see that from your players throughout this game?
I especially thought that in the second half. I thought, in the second half, I felt it. The first half, I thought we were spotty with that. Second half, I felt it the entire half. I thought our guys just played, the way we want to play, the UCF way, and that's tough. And I thought we did that. We have to play that way going forward, as we know, and we have to be able to do it for 40 minutes, though, Trice. We're doing it, but we have to be able to do it for 40. I felt we did it for maybe 30.
What changed from the first half to the second half? You mentioned that. Do you think they were tentative in the first half, and then you went more pressing a little bit there that seemed to work in that second half?
Well, we played the same way all game. That's what I'm saying about why I didn't feel that way in the first half. That's what I'm talking about. Because we played the same way. We didn't change anything that we did system-wise. But yet you felt it in the second half more. I felt it some in the first, don't get me wrong. But that has to be 40 minutes for us. Our strength is in our numbers. And meaning that we have depth of talent. And when you have depth of talent, no one should be out there pacing themselves. We should be going as hard as we can, for every minute and every second that we're out there. And confident and trusting that whoever we put in next will continue to keep that same type of intensity up. And I felt that in the second half. Felt it 10, 12, 13 minutes in the first half. I felt it pretty much all second half.
And you hope your team now realizes that it's going to take that.
That's the only way. It's going to take that for 40 minutes. It's going to take that type of effort. And you're going to be in games like this every single night, as we start to approach the, new year. And so we have to be prepared for that. We have to embrace that. I think you have to embrace it. You have to embrace it and want to be in games like that first and foremost, because you're going to face them every night. The only way you can be successful is to attack it that way.
What were your emotions at the very end of the game? Darius, he was trying to make the first one, miss the second. He misses the first one. He executes the miss in the second one. Still the inbound, and everything happened like you needed to.
Well,
Sellers got ball. It
wasn't exactly like we drew it up. We wanted to make the first and miss the second. And once he missed the first, so we went to our next option was, okay, now make the second, and now we have to get a steal on the inbounds or foul immediately to maybe get one more crack at it, a long pass or a shot coming back. Fortunately, we were active. We were able to turn them over after the make right away because we jumped right into it. Like we said, our guys have done that. We know what we were supposed to do. They jumped right into it. We got the turnover, and then we just didn't make the play at the end. We had a great opportunity, but we'll learn from it. Some of these guys have probably never been in situations like that before where they've been, and so now it's on us to keep teaching and helping them grow.
Shemarri, I'm sorry.
4 for 22 from 3-point range. Do you think all those misses tonight were just because of something Ole Miss was doing, or do you think it was just an off night shooting wise?
Well, I always give teams their just due. I'll never walk in and think it was all on us. I mean, they had something to do with why we were missing. They played very hard. Coach Beard's teams, they're going to play with discipline, and they're going to play hard. And you saw that tonight. They may have rushed us on a couple shots because of their activity, their active hands. They're long, they cover a lot of ground. And so, I give them credit for how they defended us. And so we have to get better at understanding how to be successful in those situations.
Shemarri in the second half really kind of kicked off and was able to get some things going. What did you see from him, and what was kind of the thing that maybe triggered that a little bit for his performance in the second half?
Well, I thought we challenged him at halftime, and that just challenged our team at halftime about how we need to approach it. And I thought he really took that to heart, and he came out playing with the type of aggression, the type of force that we need all of our guys playing with on both ends. He played with the type of force that's going to create opportunities for himself or his teammates, and he was actively, making plays defensively as well. I think when you do that, you kind of get going. The game kind of gets going. You kind of lose yourself in the fight. You kind of lose yourself in the fight. You don't think about anything. He lost himself in the fight in the second half.
Imagine your team's disappointed in the locker room postgame, but did you sense anything else from them maybe anger about the way this went down, or how would
I
you
did.
characterize
I
it?
mean, just the, I never talk about what our guys are doing in the locker room, but you're absolutely right. You could feel the disappointment. You could see it in their eyes, and I saw what I wanted to see. I want to see guys where it hurts, where there's anger. I mean, anger is good if you use it the right way, and it's up to us as the coaches to make sure we use it the right way. But it should hurt. We had a chance to beat a team that's playing very well, and they're a really good team. And we didn't come up. We came up short, and so it should hurt us. But now, what do we do with that? This is where our maturity comes. What do? We have to grow from this experience. We can't squander this opportunity. It's a tough loss, but I see everything as an opportunity to get better. We have a chance to get better based on what I saw in this game.
Johnny, you had Antoine on the floor tonight. What was that? How was that kind of getting him out there a little bit of some minutes early in the first?
And it was good to get him out there. He met all the benchmarks to be eligible, which was good. And I mean, what a tough game to come back for your first game. And then we're putting him in key moments, because of his experience and his skill with the basketball. And I thought he did a good job with his minutes. I mean, that's what you want to see. I think as he goes forward and gets more comfortable, that just adds another piece to our team. It gives us more depth. And yeah, I'm a believer in what he can do to help our team as we move forward.
This is the second time at home where a game came down to the last possession, but it resulted in a loss. What needs to change late game for you guys to come out with a win?
Well, we have to close better. We have to close better. I thought we got up by 5. When we got up by 5, we need to work on building that lead. I thought when we got up by that, we started fouling, putting them on the line too much. Had a couple broken plays that we shouldn't have had. It's just the focus during those moments to build on the momentum that you have, not letting them work their way back in the game, and we allowed them to work their way back in. And like I said, give them credit. They made plays. They made some tough shots. One of the shots Murray hit when we had a lot of momentum in the paint. I mean, he just threw it up, and it just, I'm like, wow, that's a shot you would have wanted any player to take. He knocked it down. That's why he's a winner. That's why he's been to the Elite Eight, and now he can make plays like that.
What were your thoughts on Darius' performance tonight?
I thought Darius was terrific. I thought he did a great job for us on both sides of the ball. I thought he was active defensively. I thought offensively he made a lot of really good plays for us. And that's what I say. That's what I see in practice from him every day. So for me, it's no surprise. Sometimes when people don't see him, you only see him in games. For me, it's just a matter of when will it totally click for what he can do, because I see it in him. And you guys are seeing pieces of it from time to time in the game here or there. But he's going to end up putting it all together because he's too talented not to. And when he does, that will also continue to help us make us a better team.